about a year ago, less than a year ago, left me for 3 months. And the only communication that we had was text messaging. She didn't want to talk to me. She wouldn't talk to me. So the only way to talk to her was via text message. Have you ever tried to have a serious conversation via text message? Like, let's discuss the dysfunctions in our relationships. Send. This is not the best form. I love text messaging. I'm an addict, you know. I had to get the higher and higher number of unlimited text messages because I ended up paying too much money to Sprint. I like text messaging, but trust me, you know, discussing deep matters of the heart perhaps in text messaging is a bad idea. It's like I felt so helpless. There was absolutely nothing that I could do. Nothing that I could do. I felt completely helpless. Maybe you felt helpless relationally. Maybe you felt helpless spiritually. Maybe you felt helpless emotionally. You know what? I'm stuck right here, and I am where I'm at, and it seems like nothing that I do changes anything. You felt helpless. We hate that feeling. We hide from that feeling. If you have your Bibles, turn to the book of Romans, chapter 5. If you have your Bibles, Romans is in the New Testament. It would have been convenient if when they wrote the Bible, they made the Old Testament and the New Testament the same size so that you would go right to the middle, but you're not. The Old Testament's way bigger than the New Testament. So you go about 3/4 of the way through. You'll find Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Those guys look normal. And there's Acts. It's not about a thing that you cut down a tree. And then you can find Romans right after that. All right? Romans, rather. Chapter 5. I'm going to be reading from the New International Version. Usually I use New Living. I like the New International Translation. At least Patchy used today. A little bit better. Romans chapter 5 and verse 6. You see, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, when we were helpless, when we were stuck. What's he talking about? What kind of helplessness is he talking about? I think he's covering them all, personally. I think the main thrust, I'll agree with you, is spiritual. We'll come to that. But I think even more, just as much, he's talking about that emotional helplessness. When you come to the bottom of your rope where you've got absolutely nothing left to give. I don't care what it is. Where the ability that you have has been maxed out and you got nothing. When you were powerless in emotional baggage and junk, in relationships that don't seem to work, in finances perhaps, in your life, when you were powerless. Somebody said spiritually. I'll go with that too. You feel like you're stuck spiritually and I can't connect with something bigger than myself. And also the powerlessness in spirituality when we face eternity. Now I'm 35 years old. Okay? I'm old.
Oh, for real.
I've decided that. Shut up, Randy. But I'm telling you, I don't think a lot about death. Just not one of my top items. I think I may still have some residual teenager left in me. You know the teenage thing of I'm immortal, nothing that I do can kill me? You know, I think there's a little bit of that still left inside me. I am immortal. I will last forever. Okay? But every so often I go face to face with the death of a friend, with the death of a loved one, with something that happens and you realize, you know what, wow, this isn't always going to be as it is right now. Life ends. Death is as much a part of life as birth is. One leads to the other. And if you're facing death, then you have to face what happens after death. And I think we're really trying to hide from this one. Because again, let's talk about death. Come over to my house this afternoon, we're going to discuss death. Perhaps not, come over to my house, we're going to eat ice cream, everybody shows up. Come over to my house, we're going to discuss death. I got 3 people and they're really morbid. But if you're going to face life, if you're going to truly live life, you probably need to think about death sometime, because peace, if you're really going to face life, you got to look at death. And the ultimate helplessness, the ultimate powerlessness is the helplessness and the powerlessness of death. It's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. And now, when I face eternity, how do I know that I'm going to face eternity and have a better tomorrow?